Heyo everybody, Haku here with my review for Tower of God Chapter 430, or Season 3 Episode 13. So really quick preface before I get into this one. It's storming a bit today, and anybody who does YouTube or anything knows that sometimes something like that, like random storms or somebody nearby cutting grass, can kind of throw you off recording a little bit. Yeah, so while it's kind of calmed down a bit and there's a break in the storm, I'm trying to record this real quick because I didn't want to push the video back any since I had already taken my notes. So just wanted to throw that out real quick. If you're wondering if I don't spend too much time on this one, really I don't have much to say about the chapter anyway. I don't have as many notes as usual. Yeah, let's just talk about it from the beginning, though. So Paul says he doesn't mind working with the Elder's priest, which lets us know that he wasn't already working with the Elder's priest or the Elder or whatever. And he leaves with Apple's team, lets Apple be the one to hold on to the Fang because he can't be asked to carry it. And I think that could be important to note that he isn't the one in the actual physical possession of the thorn right now. He also seemingly takes Dang Dang and mentions the heart. So I guess Dang Dang is the heart, whatever that means. We know he's some sort of key to freeing the older brother. But all of Bomb and Jordan's interactions were hilarious. I loved them all. The elder servant guy, the high priest servant guy, gets called R. And he gets word about Paul being there, so again, that's something that they didn't know would happen beforehand, and because of the change in situation, he gets permission to transform. And we start to see a bit of that transformation before cutting away. Then we get to the Shippenshatsu stuff, which was amazing. All of it was great. They're on their way to go find Kun because he's not answering and such. Quattro and Chang showing up, all of it was hilarious, where they had their sort of line of all of them pulling weapons on one another. It was all great. Somebody brought up too, there's that panel, and I mentioned it in the live reaction too, where Chang just has his eye open, so I guess his eye is fine. I mean, it was just always an assumption on everyone's part, I guess, that the eye itself wasn't all good, but I guess his eye is fine. Either that or it was some sort of mistake, but I'm sort of willing to say it probably wasn't a mistake. One other thing that I really liked about this is that being scouts was important. The fact that Ship and Hatsu were both scouts, and they're like, we're both scouts. Did you really think we wouldn't be able to tell the presence of a fisherman and a wave controller? So I like that that was actually important here. Chang, then, we get a bit more backstory on them after we had the funny bit of them all running away from the actual resident together. Chang is a half canine person, so pretty much confirming with all this story that he isn't a mad dog. Because the mad dogs were 3 that were sent by Yama to show his strength by climbing the tower. To sort of be like showing the outside world what kind of fighters they have inside the cage, since the cage is so secluded from the outside world. So that pretty much, since Chang is with Paul's group, it pretty much confirms he's not one of the mad dogs. But he gives us a little bit more context in the backstory, saying that Yama imprisoned his older brother and he banished the younger brother Paul. Chang is from Paul's group, and he mentions that the cage's location and the entrance code to get into it change every single day. And since that changes daily, most people can't find it, let alone get into it. And so, the way it works for mad dogs, because the cage is their home, they need to know how to get back there, the Angel gets the information each day for the mad dog. So Angel would get that information for Elliot, and that's why he took Angel and Elliot, which was actually really smart. He saw his chance, and he actually succeeded in all of his goals here, really. So pretty much Chang used them to get the information for Paul's group so that Paul's group could infiltrate the place. Now, he doesn't talk as if he sort of forced them to or anything. He talks as if Elliot willingly joined his side. From there, I love the panel of Paul's design riding on that creature. That was, I don't know, the panel just, I thought it was funny. I liked it. Then we see the servant that's fighting against Bomb and Jordan. He looks really cool, actually. I kind of dig the design quite a bit. He has crazy tentacle powers with his transformation. Jordan says that he can capture him alive, and he's a spear bearer, or he'll be the spear bearer, and he needs Bomb to be the fisherman for him for about 10 seconds while he preps his technique. So, yeah, all that really, really cool. And we end with the flamefish that we've seen before. We saw it in Kuhn's visions that he had sort of, I don't remember, did he have the vision when he was first waking up or when he was doing the test with Rack, or was it both? It might have been both times. But either way, it's when he had the vision after being woken up or during being woken up, he saw the fish. Now, a sweet fish return, like I was joking about in the reaction, a sweet fish return would have been pretty hilarious, though. Because it's like, I like when, I don't want to call it random, but I like when stuff like that happens because it makes you think like, oh, this stuff from the past could be important and could play a role coming up dozens of chapters ahead. So I like when stuff like that happens, but I'm cool with it being the flamefish. Since Yeon Woon's flame didn't just sort of vanish after reviving Kuhn, it seems to have become a part of him somehow. I guess this is sort of a power-up for him, maybe? And it kind of makes him OP if he can just continually keep reviving himself via flamefish now, because the reason he froze himself in the first place is because he was dying, so he woke himself back up, and then he was healed and wasn't dying, and now he could possibly heal himself again, so Flamefish could give him the power to just revive himself, maybe? I don't know. Either way, it's OP, but I don't really care at this point with Tower of God. It's more about just the fun of reading. It doesn't matter if he becomes horribly OP and so plot armored he literally can't die. At this point, doesn't matter. Also, another thing, it might save Kan Hong's group. We saw Xia Lulu down on the ground. I think we're probably going to find out that she was just faking it. Everybody else got taken down, so she's like, oh no, and just falls on the ground like, oh, I'm dead too. But yeah, we saw her trembling on the ground. There's a chance the flamefish or Kuhn using the flamefish could revive the members of Kan Hong's group too. Like I was saying from the beginning, the way Kan Hong was developed, I feel like she's going to be a continual arc character. Maybe not continue on past this arc, but she's at least going to be an arc character for this arc. So I don't think she's going to be dead yet, even if her friends are dead. Her friends totally could be dead though. So yeah, nothing really important in the blog, which is why my notes were shorter this week. But I thought the chapter was hilarious. I thought it was just so much fun. And that's something that's really important to me, is just to have fun reading something. I love how crazy this arc is. There's just a million things going on. It's all chaotic. And despite being chaotic, it's all really good and it's telling a good story. And it feels like, though it's super chaotic, it's still put together more than some past arcs. I've thought that Season 3 has been just really great so far, altogether. I don't think there's been a single chapter I've been disappointed by. And I like the way that the game of the Canine Tooth Festival or whatever, I really like the idea of the game. And I like that the game and the coup that's going on with Paul kind of work together hand in hand. Whoever has the Fang is sort of like, that kind of goes along with how they're ranked. So if Paul frees the brother and keeps the Fang for himself, he has a claim to the throne, and it makes the game even more important, because now it was already for their rankings of who runs the place, but now it's an even more important battle for rankings and who runs the place. So, I loved it, and we got, in addition to just me laughing at all the funny stuff and thinking it was fun to read, we got some seriously good and important plot development, with Cheng talking about the history of the cage a bit and the mad dogs and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, all of that was actually really good in both a serious and a comedic sense. So yeah, no complaints at all. I really loved it. So like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of this chapter, what you thought of my thoughts on it. Really wasn't too much to talk about in depth here this week. Subscribe for more, Tower of God much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. I can try to keep you updated there and stuff with the channel or talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server to talk to me or more. Oh yeah, did I forget to give my score? I'm giving it 10 out of 10s out of 10 because of because of Paul or because of Jordan saying it, and that's pretty much the only reason. It was just fun in every way. So yeah, 10 out of 10 out of 10. Like, comment, subscribe. I already said that. Follow on Twitter if you want. I'll try to keep you updated there, talk to you there. And if you want a link to our Discord server, ask and I'll give you one. That's it. Thank you once again for watching, and we'll see you all next time.